All right, Laura, so who are we calling today?
Tiffany.
Tiffany, your daughter, right?
Yes.
How old is she now?
14.
14. Oh, wow. How's she doing?
Well, that's what I'm getting ready to find out, but as far as I know, she's doing pretty good.
Okay, let's call in.
Hello? Tiffany? Hi, it's Mom. I'm doing fine. How are you doing? Good. So how's your first year of high school? Oh, that's wonderful. I love you too. I miss you so much. Oh, you sound so grown up. I know, you are grown up.
When we go in and do orientation, you almost can touch the sorrow and the despair that's there. And so then you start offering possibilities of programs and ways, avenues for them, maybe they can walk or try that they've never been before. And you just give it, you leave it, and you hope then that other inmates, other women in there who have gone that way will then inspire them to try it.
So how are we doing on this art? How's it feeling?
Doing pretty good. It's relaxing.
It's relaxing, yeah.
Woman by woman, or sometimes you'll see it in a group where when they're doing a parenting class or they're talking about something about foster care, that the spark happens within one woman's eyes or in her heart, and she's able to verbalize possibilities for herself where maybe before it was really a negative and a dark shadow. She lived in a dark shadow time. And once that happens, either individually in a group, then you have others to kind of support you along with it. And they're part of the transformation. I don't believe any of us are transformed alone. You know, we're all in a communal part of life, no matter where we are. And when you listen to women's stories, the common thread is there is an isolation about their lives and a desperation. And nobody really cared about them. That's a very common factor when you listen to people's stories. And all of a sudden, when you come into a community of people where you start to feel, you know, your story has value. Your story has credibility, and I want to hear your story. And I want to help you move beyond the negative part of your story so that there is a positive. There is a sense of life and joy in life that you deserve as well as anybody else. Not just because you were brought up in those circumstances or you chose the streets as opposed to education, or for whatever reason happens, that there is possibility, but that can only start to happen within the communal part of it, because they all of a sudden feel maybe this can work for me. Maybe my story has validity and I can move from the shadows into a life.
The day that I got arrested, when I was doing my physical to go into county jail, is when I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. In the beginning, I had no plan on keeping my daughter. I was 19. It was my first time ever being in trouble with the justice system. Like, I didn't know how to deal with it. And when I heard them trying to give me prison time, state time, that's when the reality hit, like how serious and how deep in the hole I was. When I got to Bedford, I was 9 months and everyone was freaking out when I got there because I was basically ready to give birth. So I was grateful enough that they accepted me on the nursery right away. We always used to go to the playroom area and like play music, play games, talk, laugh, we'll make food. Every time I felt like I was gonna explode, I just went running. Like, I need a moment, because at a snap of a finger, anything, they will remove your baby from the nursery, send your kid home to whatever family member. So I'll just sit in my room and play with my daughter. Like, that was my friend, that was my buddy. We used to listen to music and I used to like move her around like she was dancing and stuff. That used to make me laugh, so that kept me at peace. I've been living here since I was 8. I'm not a citizen, but I'm a legal resident. So because my crime was considered so severe, they had to take actions into trying to deport me. And that meant another separation from my daughter. Once I was released, I was handed over to immigration. and I had to send my daughter home to my mom because I was being removed from Bedford and placed in another correctional facility. And that was a really hard time for being with my daughter for so long, and then having her ripped out my hand, having her go home to my mom, and me having to start all over again in a new facility. That's when I really broke. I seen my mom at least 2 times out of that 7 months of me being there fighting this immigration case. So the only thing I was able to do is make phone calls and hear my baby on the phone and, you know, hear her start talking. And my mom like, oh, she started walking today. Like, a lot of that stuff hurt. A lot of it hurt. And altogether, I was incarcerated for 2 years. I won my case May 2011. I came home. And I don't have no regret on it because it made me who I am today. And I'm very proud of who I am today, where I'm standing, where I'm going. Like, I'm very proud of that.
I love the fact that my women want their stories to be told because they're proud of who they've become. And they really have learned not to just dwell in the past. And they can walk these streets proud.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to enjoy weekly Picture the Possibilities videos. See you soon!